What up, beautiful people? Hey, hey, hey. Still alive. I don't think I'm still alive. Oh, I am still alive. Okay. I guess it's still working. See if it does. See if it does what it's supposed to do. It still says that I'm live. Hello, hello. What's up? What's up? So, I started this project a while ago and I need to finish it because I should have finished it. I have diarrhea. Pray for me. Well, okay. Yeah, I hope you get that together. Hope you get that together. Anywho, what's up, y'all? I am working on a fun little craft for my niece. So this is what I'm working on right here. This is super, super cute. I customized it. I put her name on here with this vinyl. So the vinyl that I used on this, I went ahead and used this, what is it? Where did I get this? This is the Walmart vinyl. Yeah, so I got this vinyl from, oh, thank you. Just Audrey, thank you. This is, yeah, Hello Hobby vinyl from Walmart. I had it, you know, there's a lot going on right now in the world, but yeah, I already had this vinyl in the house, so I used it. It's, I like how the back it has this like, kind of like plasticky piece to it. So it makes it easy to take it off of my mat because I've used the Dollar Tree vinyl and I do not like the Dollar Tree vinyl. So what I have come to find out is that Dollar Tree vinyl, I could never cut anything this thin, this small with that Dollar Tree vinyl. Like it just never, it never worked out. It will get like just all mashed up together and all kinds of things. You love pink. My niece loves pink too. I am a fan of purple. If you cannot, if you can't tell, I'm a purple fan, but this is not for me. So I had to go ahead and think about what her favorite color is, and yeah. So I'm a fan of this vinyl. It's pretty thick, and so I will look for an equivalent that is similar to this, or yeah, I'm a fan of this vinyl as opposed to the Dollar Tree vinyl. Like the Dollar Tree vinyl has failed me almost every time I have tried to use it on a project. Like it almost every time it has failed me. Your grandma loved purple. Oh, well, your grandma was a great woman, I'm sure. And my condolences to you. wanted to show y'all this as I get started. So at this point, all I need to do now is put on a clear coat of resin, and then it's done. So a couple of things that I probably would do differently the next time I try and do this, because I just kind of did this on a whim, right? So these edges, I would actually paint the edges first next time before I lay down the resin, because since I have already laid the resin down, at this point I would need to use something else to kind of like paint over it, and it's not quite sticking like I would want it to. So that's something, because resin has already hit the edges, it's just not gonna stick. I would need to paint it first, which, you know, we live and we learn, and we experiment. Like this whole project, excuse me, this whole project is an experiment to begin with. So there we go. So I got my window open. I have my protective things on the door so that, you know, the resin stays here within the room and doesn't spread throughout the whole apartment. So I'm gonna take a sip of water, and then we're gonna jump right into this. I've got my mixing sticks, and like I'm literally doing a clear coat. So this is not gonna take a whole lot to do. Yeah, this does not take a whole lot to do. I'm debating, like, y'all help me decide. Y'all help me decide, because I don't know if I want to add these extra words that I cut out in the little puff balls, or if I just want to leave it with her name. So what do y'all think? Let me know. Help me decide. So I have the word be and I have the word kind, and I was going to add them in the little puff balls. So it already has her name, right? And I'm trying to decide if I want to add these words in here or if I just want to leave it be. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I think I may just stick with her name, because I don't want to take away from what's happening in the hair. So, yeah, I think we're just gonna leave it as is and pour the clear coat. Yeah, that is the decision we're going with. And let me see here. Looks like might be a little bit of dust on here, so we're gonna clean this off real quick before we even get started. This is my alcohol. Make sure we got a nice clean surface. All right. Remove any dust from here, because it has sat for a little bit. So now all the dust has been moved. And we're gonna go ahead and go ahead and get started. So, what do I need? I need my mask, which I left over there. So let me grab my mask and I need to put on my protective gear for anyone who is working with resin. If you're working with epoxy, if you are working with epoxy, if you are working with epoxy, please make sure that you are using a mask, a respirator, so that you are not breathing in the fumes. There have been so many tutorials and things that I watched when I was first getting started working with epoxy, and people were not wearing any type of masks. They were just kind of working, and I didn't realize that I needed a mask because all the tutorials that I watched, no one really had one on. And so if you're gonna work with epoxy, please make sure you have a mask. I'm about to go get mine and I'm gonna put it on, which may interfere with my sound. It may be a little muffled, but that's because I have a mask on. Why? Because I like breathing and I like living, right? And epoxy has some dangerous fumes, so you need to make sure that you have on the proper PPE and you are in a proper ventilated area if you are going to be working with epoxy. I am working indoors, but because I am working indoors, I have my window open and I have these things on the door. They're made from like this little foam thing, and it's underneath the door so that the fumes don't leave this room and they don't spread throughout the apartment. So just a little safety tip before you get started. If you want to get started working with this stuff, make sure you take proper precautions. Make sure you take precautions, okay? I'm about to go make sure I have on proper precautions while I'm telling y'all, right? So I have a link for this Amazon store. There's a link in the bio in my Amazon store. So if you, or in the bio, in the description, there's a link. So make sure you have proper PPE if you're gonna work with resin. It's very important. All right, so I'm gonna get this on so that I can get to ming and all the fun stuff. Like that, pretty simple. And now we're hooked in. Super simple, right? Hopefully you can still hear me. I don't know, let me know in chat like what it sounds like. And also let me know, where are you tuning in from? Let me know where you're tuning in from. I would love to know. Okay. They already have the measurements on there, which makes it super easy. Makes it super duper easy. I do not need a lot of resin. I'm really only just pouring a clear coat on this. So I probably only need about 2 ounces, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna measure out 2 ounces and call it a day. I need to have my timer ready. so that I can mix the resin. And I do have these fun powders, but I don't think I'm gonna use these. I was thinking I might give it like a little hint of pink, like a super, super tiny, tiny pink. Oh, let's see. There's this one, or this purple. This rose red is kind of dark. It's not, it's a little darker. Let's do a quick comparison in a second. It's firework red, bronze, or maybe crystal white. I need to decide. Let's come to some executive decisions together, shall we? Let's see. Let's see. They almost look the same. They almost look the same. This one is darker. This rose red is a bit darker than this pink. I'm trying to decide. So it's either that or I could just do the crystal white, because really I'm doing a super thin layer, so I guess we'll make the decision in a second. Right now, get my epoxy here. Of course, you're gonna die. That's all. Don't mind me while I rig some stuff together so that this is at eye level. That's what I want it to be, at eye level. To the one. Yep. And part B. When I first started, I made a common mistake, and I used to pour part A in a cup, part B in a cup, and then try and mix them together. And why that is a mistake is because you'll never fully get all of part B out of the second cup. So that is why I fell in love with these cups with the measurements already on there, because it eliminates that whole process of trying to make sure that things are proper. So now, got part A and part B in the cup. I don't know if you can see the separation between the two, but there is a separation between part A and part B. There's a little line right in here that separates the two. And now we mix. Now it's time to mix. And I think I'm just white. And the stick was white. I'll do a teeny, tiny bit of white. Just a tiny bit of white. And go with. I'm gonna drop it. Drop it in there. Like seriously, just a smidge of white right there. Now we mix. And I'm really a fan of this. I need to do set a timer while I'm playing with myself. Need that timer. Because resin has a certain working time that you can work with, right? So, let's go. Next. You want to make sure that you scrape the bottom and the sides. And yes, I know you could use a silicone mixing stick as opposed to a wood mixing stick, and you would get less bubbles if you use the silicone mixing stick as opposed to the wooden one. But we're working with what we have right now, okay? With what we have. When you move and stuff just kind of disappears in your move, it gets kind of crazy, you know? So, definitely I'm working with what I have in the moment. And I know there are ways that this could go. And I like how there's just a hint of sparkle. I don't know if the camera is even going to pick that up, but there's like a tiny sparkle in there. It's not a lot. So it's a tiny, let me see, maybe you can kind of see. It's a tiny sparkle, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the sparkle. It's still clear, it's still translucent, but it's not going to interfere with what I've done here. Let me show you. Let me move the camera angle down a little bit so you can see what we're working with here. This is what we're working on. just making sure that I mix this for a good 5 minutes. I feel like it's the proper consistency already. It's run pretty well. I wipe it down to get rid of any excess dust. Already. The consistency feels good already. I've got about a minute of mixing left on my timer. I set a timer because you should typically mix for about 5 minutes. So I had set a timer. I've got about a minute left. But, you know, it feels like, and it's ready to go. So, you know, we're gonna stop the timer and we're just gonna. So the idea is to have a super thinner that seals in her name, and so that's what we're gonna do right now. Let's just need enough. This is self-leveling, right? So I'm just gonna kind of pour it out, and then spread it everywhere so that it's nice and even. Let's see where we're at with this. I don't want going over the edge. That's really what I don't want. Going over the edge. That's the beautiful thing about self-leveling. I'm gonna heat this up as well. Gotta make sure we get enough of it everywhere that it needs to be. And fill in the gaps. Oh. Epic fail. Dropped it right in there. That's supposed to happen. But it's cool. We can work with it. Waste not, want not. Use it all up. Baby.
Give it a little heat. Pop them bubbles. Now it's looking like it may be done. Now, also looking like the table is leaning. So I'm gonna flip this. Looks like my table is leaning. We all know a leaning table is no good for epoxy. But we make it do what it do. When it does what it does. Everything looking. Looking good. Looking good. of self-leveling. Hit it one more time. Yes. Take that edge. All right, it's ready. So this is where we are. This is her little whiteboard area to draw. I'm gonna let this do what it's gonna do. Actually, I'm gonna stick it in the dryer. I have a dryer over there. So I'm gonna stick it in the dryer and let that do its thing so it can cure in there without getting any dust or anything crazy on it. And that's that. So thank y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna stick this in and call it a night. So again, here's one final look at the finished piece. And we're out. I will see y'all later.